Welcome to another Infinity Battle Report for Strikes on Wotan. This time I'm taking my Nomads against Gnavlos with his dirty Aleph. Operation Kawaii is underway, so of course I'm attacking Beijing, the orbital consulate. When it comes to objectives, we got HVT Radio Engineering, HVT Espionage, Test Run, and Experimental Drug. So obviously the positioning of the HVT in this mission was going to be very important. My opponent won the roll-off and decided to go first, so I was able to just take the side that I liked the most and start deploying. So my idea was relatively simple. I was gonna try to withstand the first round, try to get in the way as much as possible, and then move in and try to accomplish the objectives if my casualties were not too high. Here, marked by the green target, tucked away in the building, you see the HVT for the Aleph side, while here, marked with the red target, we see my HVT. My idea by keeping her out in the open was that since there was no forward observing, then I just wanted to keep people from getting in base to base and keeping her outside of the building so nobody could just move around the corner and hack her from out of line of fire. My important pieces were tucked away, but this Scene Eater here on the left side was covering this long line of fire with his HMG, and then my Total Reactions on was covering this other side as well with an HMG. On my left flank we have Repeater Bot, a Dakini with HMG, and a Proxy, the one with submachine guns and specialists and medium infantry, threatening that flank next to a camo token as well. Here things start to get interesting. A Deva with sensor is on top of the roof at the left, a youth bot is just kind of chilling, and then we have Achilles, the man, next to one of the Ice Storm builds. Then on the other side we have the Kini Paramedic, an Interventor trying to be a Nomads hacker, a Proxy, the scary heavy infantry one with heavy rocket launcher, another youth bot, a Sovotech, and another Achilles? What? Oh, and another Repeater Bot, of course. Here we see once again from my side, I got 4 camo infiltrators, 1 camo token at the back, and my Lunacod with crazy koalas getting ready to use that sweet +1 damage to both his templates. Or hers? It's, I don't know. Gender is fluid in Bakunin, let's say. Now the game starts and my opponent pulls out this really cool move that I wish there was a way to show it here in the pictures, but basically what he does is that he takes a coordinated order with both of his repeater bots, and I'm just going kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever, 8-point bots, what are they going to do? So he moves them up all into sensor range, drop sniffers, and then the Deva with sensor discovers 3 out of my 4 camo infiltrators, giving him quite the edge when it comes to those engagements. One of those camo infiltrators was when Bandit with killer hacking device, and being in range of the repeater, he got zapped by the Nomads hacker with the Maestro upgrade. The camo token starts to move up, and I decided to take my chances with my remote and try to discover. But, as luck would have it, the pesky Naga hacker, if I recall correctly, managed to not only get my remote to unconscious, but also place a mine next to my Scene Eater. Very annoying, I must say. Goes the mine as he baits an arrow out by moving some of the youth bots, but my Scene Eater doesn't care. He guns them down and makes his armor roll. Now my turn comes. I have plenty of opportunities for counterattacking, but I decide to just focus on the mission and get the objectives first. So I bring in my trusty Tomcat engineer with their Suncat to try to repair my drone and get into position to retro-engineer the HVT. But first I need to clear her path. So my intruder with HMG reveals and starts gunning down Aleph fools left and right. Now my Tomcat was ready to move up the right flank, while at the other side sending her Suncat to fix the remote, and after 1 roll and 1 command token, he was up and operational. I really wanted to do more, but without more orders I just managed to flame the bot until he was unconscious, and then just leave my Tomcat in suppressive fire and hope for the best. The medium infantry proxy then peeks out and takes a wound from the intruder. However, the Dakini with HMG manages to get a crit, and my intruder goes down. A hidden deployment troop suddenly shows up and tries a mad dash to try to get into a better position, but after her second move order, she was discovered. And then my opponent kinda had to wait there because she was surrounded by a Zero with a shotgun, a crazy koala, and a Grenzer with a sniper rifle. The stalemate on the other side of the board gets finally broken when the proxy lands a critical hit on my Cine, effectively freeing up the other side of his board with the heavy rocket launcher and the Sophatect were hiding. Feeling brave after his critical hit, he tries to use his nanopulsar to get rid of my remote, the Suncat, and the camo marker that were hiding next to the building. Luckily for me, I passed all my armor saves, and my ARO was to use my heavy flamethrower, and he just gets smoked, never to come back. On the other side, Achilles finally makes his move, and I'm thinking, well, this is it. But it turns out that when I opened fire, it was not Achilles, it was Patroclus. Okay, you get the idea. But after an exchange with his Spitfire and my flamethrower, my Tomcat ends up unconscious and he gets completely carbonized. And that armor roll on my Tomcat was a pretty pivotal point in the whole battle. This meant that I could run my little helper bot from my Reverend Healer, who's off camera right now, to heal her up, which meant that I got my experimental drug objective, and I got to play some D-charges on this lovely building to get my secret objective. I forgot to mention it, but at this point he'd already counted up an irregular order in his pool, so I knew that the other Achilles was also a fake, which meant that from the initial two, all the Achilles were dealt with. Then my Tomcat could move to threaten the right flank, while at the same time the Suncat could run around and get the other objective with the HVT retro engineering. My opponent's last turn was a mad dash to try to get something done. He was eating arrows all over the place, many of them which were normal rolls. The heavy proxy goes down, but he manages to run with the Dakini paramedic and manage his physical -3 roll. So he secured himself a point. Also, with the Tomcat out of the way, he was able to run the Sophatect and heal the little helper bot, or repair I should say, to get the second classified. Lastly, the Gnavlos hacker runs up with the last order to try to get the HVT espionage classified, but she just ended up being a tiny bit short, and she ended her life without accomplishing her objective. In the end, I had enough orders to just get the espionage objective myself, which meant that with 4-2 plus the secret objective, it was a Nomad victory.